Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeex. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. Ladies and fellas, welcome to another episode of Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, and this time we are diving into Soul of the Duelist, the dawn of the level mechanic. And you may notice that my background looks a little bit different. I am actually working over the summer in another city, so I'm gonna be staying with my parents for a few months. But apart from my background and a slightly slower internet speed, everything else about the series should still stay the same, so no worries in that regard. Where there is worry though is this set. So like that, Soul of the Duelist introduced the level mechanic, and not these levels, but a different sort of levels, as we'll see shortly. And it's a very gimmicky. The mechanic isn't good. Let's just say that much. But let's go over the cards in the set and see what we are working with. And apologies in advance, I've been having some issues with my camera, but hopefully those will be fine now. I did a little bit of a test and everything, at least there was fine, but ever since I moved my stuff here, it's been sort of like having this weird flicker, so hopefully that'll be fine. If it starts flickering, then I'll probably just put something over it or completely take it away, so that doesn't hurt all of y'all's eyes. Anyways, Soul of the Duelist, released in October 2004, and right off the bat we have Charcoal in Apache, level 1 with 2100 defense. Also, we have a lot of these like tribute versions of old like good cards. As you may remember, Aquamador was a level 4 2k wall, now it's a tribute summonable 3k wall. I don't think we're gonna be tribute setting anything, but just something to note. Skulldog Maron, another 2k wall. I mean, Impachi is 2.1k and Skulldog is 2k, but it's still very big. And then we get into the level cards, and I'm not gonna go over all of them. I'll go over the actually relevant ones. And even that relevant is in air quotations, since basically relevant in this set. They are not good cards. Horus the Black Flame Dragon, interestingly enough, being the basically the first full line, is probably the best one. So the level 4 is 1600 attack, and control of this face-up card cannot switch, and during the end phase, if destroyed a monster by battle this turn, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and to special summon a Horus the Black Flame on level 6 from your hand or deck. And level 6 is where it gets very interesting. It's 2300 attack, which is quite beefy. It is a 1 tribute monster. It can also be just tribute, so you don't need to use the level 4. It's unaffected by spell effects, and then if this destroyed a monster by battle and sent it to the graveyard during the end phase, you can send this to the grave and summon the level 8. And level 8 is like the de facto boss monster of this set. A 3000 attack, level 8, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by the effect of the level 6, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. During either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can negate the activation. If you do destroy it, you must control this face card to activate and resolve this effect. So essentially, it's just a non-once per turn spell negation. Your opponent cannot play spells, essentially. And it's the biggest thing in the whole set. So yeah, Horus is going to be extremely powerful, and as you can see a little bit later, it's also hard to get rid of because, well, it cannot be destroyed by spells, essentially. Then we have more other level cards. Mystic Swordsman level 2 is interesting, since at the start of damage step, if it attacked a face down defense position monster, you just destroy it with the effect, so it doesn't get flipped. And if there's something that battle floats, as you'll see later, those don't trigger either. Armed Dragon is the other probably relevant level line here. So Armed Dragon level 3 is 1200, and during your standby phase, you can send this card to the graveyard to spell summon the level 5. Level 5 is level 5, so this can also be attributed. You can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target one monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to the sent monster, and you pop it. And during the end phase, this also has the Horus effect, where if it destroys the monster by battle this turn, you can send it to the grave and spell summon. In the level 7, interestingly enough, though, this only says if this destroys the monster by battle this turn. Actually, oh, never. Okay. Ignore. I was gonna say like Horus actually had to send it to grave, but I actually misread it. So no, nothing there. So it's just the same thing. If it destroys a monster by battle during the end phase, you can send this to summon to level 7. And important to note that level 5 is Armed Dragon. Level 5 is actually 100 attack points bigger than Horus level 6. Level 7. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must be spell summoned level 5's effect, and you can send one monster from your grave and destroy all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to the sent monster's attack. So essentially level 5's effect, but for the whole field. 2800 though, so it's smaller than Horus level 8, which is pretty important, but still pretty powerful to be able to just nuke your opponent's field. Black Dragon's Chick is here, which lets us play Red Eyes if we want to, for whatever reason. Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke is one of the better normal summons in the set. 1800 attack at the start of damage save. If it attacks a face-up defense monster, you just destroy the monster with the effect. So basically like the reverse from Mystic level 2. But importantly enough, Sasuke is also quite big. Ultimate Baseball Kid is also interesting. It's a 500,000 level 3 fire warrior, gains 1,000 attack for each phase of fire monster on the field, except this card. So it doesn't care if it's on your opponent's side of the field or your side of the field. And very important for this card is that Horus, the whole line is actually fire monsters. So it's funny, but Ultimate Baseball Kid is actually one of the more relevant ways that you can, or realistic ways you can maybe beat over your opponent's horse. And you can also send one other phase of fire monster you control to the grave to burn your opponent for 500. Much less relevant than the huge attack boost. The Monarch we get in this set is Mobius the Frost Monarch, level 6, 2400 attack, and with Tribute Summon you can target up to 2 back row and pop those. Element Dragon is interesting. It just gains boosts and extra attacks if there are fire or wind monsters. Element Soldier has the water effect. You will see these element cards are like these things that get some effects based on what attributes are on the field. I think those show up in Rise of Destiny, which is our next set as well. So the fire thing just gives you a boost. Wind makes it so you can attack in a row if you destroy a monster by battle. I think this combination is probably the best one. In our format, Earth is very good overall, but yeah, water control cannot switch Earth, negate the effect of an effect monster that this card destroys by battle. We maybe might see Element Dragon because fire is the Horus attribute and wind is the attribute for Armed Dragon, but it's still a very gimmicky card. What's not gimmicky though is what I was alluding to earlier, Mass Dragon. So this is the searcher for, basically the Mystic Tomato like searcher for dragons. So when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to graveyard, you can special summon one dragon type monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck. This is the usually going to be the way if you're playing Armed Dragon, the way that you get Armed Dragon level 3 on the field. Then we just have whatever, Noble Man-Eater Bug is funny. It's basically Man-Eater Bug, the tribute version. Same thing with Hane, better Hane, but I don't think we're gonna see them. Sandwich is important due to the fact that because it by name mentions Sangan and Witch the Black Forest, we get to play both of those. And then we get to the spells, and the spell traps in the set are not very good. Hammer Shot is one of the better ones. It just destroys one attack position monster on the field with the highest attack. But as you might remember, Horse level 6 is unaffected by spell effects, and level 8 just negates spells basically. So Hammer Shot unfortunately can't be used to deal with horse. It can be used to deal with other threats though, but if level 8 is on the field, it is just going to negate this, but it's still, as you will see, one of the better options just because there's no better stuff to play. Abyssal Designator is interesting since the attributes are quite limited, and if you just throw out multiple Abyssal Designators and maybe every time you just call stuff like Fire Dragon, your opponent might end up getting rid of all their horses. And there is no real graveyard recursion. The best thing we have is Graveyard in the 4th dimension, which adds level 1 Supreme Grade to the deck, but it's still, you still have to find those. So it's something to maybe consider. Another probably equally good spell in the set is Level Up, where you send a face-up level monster you control to grave and special summon one monster from your hand or deck that is listed in the text of that monster. And importantly, it ignores the summoning condition, so although the stuff like Curse level 8 says it can't be special summoned by other ways, Level Up doesn't care. So Level Up also pretty good for that. Then we just have a bunch of not very good cards. Absolute End is actually very interesting, so only during your opponent's turn, all attacks from your opponent's monster become direct attacks. And this is like a very gimmicky way of protecting your monsters. Like, let's say you have a level monster in the field, like a Armed Dragon level 3. With Absolute End, unless your opponent has actual removal from effects, they need to swing into you instead of your monster, so then you get to proc the during your standby phase effect to special summon level 5. So pretty interesting, and also it works well with Spirit Barrier. While you control a monster, you take no battle damage. So essentially, if you have Spirit Barrier up on the field, you pop Absolute End, you're just not taking any damage during that turn. This is a very gimmicky way of essentially doing a makeshift Waboku, but yeah. Mind Crush, declare a card name if it's in your opponent's hand, and the opponent's hand, they must discard all copies of it, otherwise you discard a random card. So something to maybe get rid of stuff we search with Sangan or Witch, so also something to consider. Hallowed Life Barrier, you discard a card, and essentially then you get the Waboku effect. So it's a poor man's Waboku. Not many cards in this set, only 60 cards I think, and since the level mechanic isn't very powerful, I expect these games to be very weird, because we just don't have the punching power that we had in stuff like Invasion of Chaos, for example. So it'll be very interesting to see how this ends up playing out. But I've never in my life played with level monsters. I think I've owned one card as a kid that was a level monster, but I've never played with them, so it'll be interesting to see how the mechanic plays out in a format like this. But that'll do it for the set breakdown, and I will see you all in the deck building section.
So, Soul of the Duelist, right? Level monsters, right? Everybody loves level monsters. They're everybody's favorite, right? Everybody loves Silent Swordsman and Silent Magician. Now, I don't know why you would love Silent Magician, but like, yeah, that's a glow up and a half, guys. But yeah, not to be a creep. So, Horse, Armed Dragon, Baseball Kid, all of that. Yeah. I'm really tired, sorry about that. Let's start with Horse. Horse is a fire dragon. Impressive. Surprisingly, it's an actual fire monster that's also a dragon, even though it kind of looks like a bird. So I don't really see how it's a dragon. But regardless, control of this face-up card cannot switch. During the end phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle this turn, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard. Special summon one Horse the Black Flame Dragon from your deck, or hand or deck. Now this is the main gimmick of the deck, the entire set effectively, because there's also Armed Dragon, but Armed Dragon has a different way of summoning, for the first level. But yeah, Horse of the Black Flame Dragon level 6, which is the card that you can special summon at level 4, has the effect of this card is unaffected by spell effects, which is really important because we have cards such as Hammer Shot. And if this card destroys a monster during the end phase, you can send this card to the graveyard as special summon level 8 horse. It's objectively weaker, or it's this kind of effect is objectively weaker to, well, technically level up, because you cannot get horse level 8 out on turn 1 if you don't play level ups. You can't get Armed Dragon level 7 out on turn 1 either if you don't play level ups. So I think we're going to be talking about level up in a bit. But for the most part, I'd say that horse is kind of bad. Like, summoning this card is kind of bad. Because you need to. You absolutely need to destroy a monster. Like, you can't just play this and sit on this, because the fact that Armed Dragon level 5 has more attack than it does, and it'll also be destroyed by literally anything else. There's also Mobius in the set, which can just run over this. But yeah, overall, I'd say that level 6 also having the same requirement as level 4 is really bad. Like, if level 4 had some other requirement, and then level 6 had to destroy a monster to be sent to the graveyard, and special summoning level 8 at the end phase, that would be better. But simply because the fact that this card is just as slow, because it takes 2 turns to get Horus, the Black Flame Dragon level 8 out normally. But yes, it's just a 2.3k beat stick with the effect of not being affected by spell cards. Then here comes level 8, which I only have 1 copy of because this card is a brick shit. Like, it's so bricky that you don't want to have more than 1 copy of it in your hand ever. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by Horus, the Black Flame Dragon, level 6, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. During the player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. You must control this face-up card to activate and to resolve this effect. Okay, that's important. Like, this card can negate any spells in the game, basically. Like, if your opponent is playing Abyssal Designator, which I am for some reason, and Hammer Shot, and Level Up, and the Graveyard in the 4th dimension, you can just say fuck you to that. Like, spell cards are really weak in this set already, and the only good ones can just be outright shut out by Horus. And also important to note, it's a 3k beat stick. This is gonna be relevant when we talk about Armed Dragon level 7. And then we have Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke, which is honestly a pretty good beat stick. Like, it's a Legend, but it also has the effect of destroying face-up defense position monsters when it attacks them. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Then we have Sangan, which is Sangan. We have Ultimate Baseball Kid. Ultimate Baseball Kid is a really interesting and fun card. And it just simply says, this card gains 1000 attack for each face-up fire monster on the field, except this card. You can send one fire monster, face-up fire monster you control to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. That one's not once per turn, by the way. So if you somehow get like multiple Impaches and multiple Ultimate Baseball Kids onto the field, you can probably wreck your opponent's shit like really fast. Like, the fact that you can gain up to 4000 attack with just your own field, but then you combine the fact that this set has Horus in it, Charcoal Impachi, and Ultimate Baseball Kid, and it says all fire, each face-up fire monster on the field, not just yours. So if your opponent has a baseball kid on the field, it's 1.5k beater. If your opponent has a Horus on the field, it's a 2.5k beater, and so on and so forth. This card can effectively run over Horus if you somehow have a card on the field that couldn't be killed by Horus, and then you summon this card. Yeah, and then you have Witch, which is whatever again. Then we have Charcoal Impachi. Charcoal Impachi is a 2.1k beater, and it's a fire type monster, so it works well with Ultimate Baseball Kid. That's all there is to it. Maybe Abyssal Designator. I think Abyssal Designator could be pretty handy, simply because the fact that it enables you to maybe make your opponent mill out their Armed Dragons or their Horuses. And I think that's legitimately worth it to at least try. Because if your opponent happens to be playing 1 copy of each, for example, for some fucking reason, this card can really shit on them. There's also Masked Dragon, which thinning it out from the deck is probably worth it, or if not the deck, the hand. Then we have Hammer Shot. Hammer Shot is a The opposite of Fissure, worse. Hammer Shot says destroy the one attack position monster in the field with the highest attack. Your choice if tied. So if your opponent has a monster that has 3000 attack, and you have a monster that has 3200 attack, your monster gets destroyed. That's stupid. And then you have Level Up. Now this is the card that will make or break the game for this deck. So Level Up has the simple effect of sending one face-up level monster you control to the graveyard and special summon one monster from your hand or deck that is listed in the sent monster's text, ignoring its summoning conditions. So basically you can just cheat out Horus. Like let's say you get you somehow get Horus the Black Flame Dragon out on turn 2 by sacking an Impachi or whatever. You can then just level up that into a Horus level 8. That's also why we're running 2 of these, because you can use this card as a tribute monster, which while it's weaker than Mobius or even Armed Dragon level 5, I think it's still worth running because of the fact that Horus level 8 is superior to Armed Dragon level 7 in terms of pure power. But yeah, Level Up, really simple, really easy to understand. I don't think this card could get any easier to use. You just have level monsters in your deck, and you just pop this on the level monsters, and you get Level Up. Simple as. Then this is a warrior returning alive for level monsters. So effectively, let's say you are not really a warrior returning alive. This is what's it called? Is it backup soldier? I guess backup soldier is the closest equivalent we have to this. So you take 2 level monsters from the graveyard and shuffle them to the deck, which can be really handy with stuff like, well, Armed Dragon. We're going to talk about that in a sec. Then we have Absolute End. This card is here to protect my board, and that is all. I'm gonna take... if you're gonna attack me, I'm gonna take the damage face, because you can't kill me, but I don't want you to destroy my board. Then we have Enervating Mist, which is here because of the fact that we have so many cards that go like 1 for 1, or we might end up in a situation where we're bricked. Like we might, like, let's say we're playing multiple level monsters and we don't draw into any cards that can summon them, or any cards that we can use to summon them. Then something like Enervating Mist will shit on your opponent's strategy of just stalling out until they get those cards. And I think that's really, really handy. Then we have Hallowed Life Barrier. Oh, sorry, I should probably explain what this does too. Your opponent's hand size limit is 5. So basically, at the end of their turn, if they have 6 cards in hand, they have to discard a card. Whereas normally it's that they have to discard when they're at 7. So yeah. Then we have Hallowed Life Barrier. Hallowed Life Barrier has the effect of discard 1 card. You take no damage from your opponent's cards this turn. Also, your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. This card is a weaker version of a Boku, arguably, with the only benefit it has is that it also negates all effect damage. Then you have Mind Crush. Mind Crush is the effect of declare 1 card name. If that card is in your opponent's hand, they must discard all copies of it. Otherwise, you discard 1 random card. This card is really cool. It's really powerful. It's one of, like, arguably the strongest cards in the game. Not anymore, but, like, back in the day when there wasn't much, like, interaction with card effects on turn 1 and whatnot, or turn 2. And let's say your opponent plays a Searcher and they fetch out, like, a... I don't know... They play a reinforcement of the army and search a specific card that is important to their combo. You just use Mind Crush and then they can't do that. Nowadays, you wouldn't run Mind Crush because usually the cards that they search out can just be, then after they've been summoned, they can be ashed because they summon from the deck, they add cards from the deck, and so on and so forth. So I don't think Mind Crush is that strong anymore, but Mind Crush used to be really powerful. Because it doesn't give you information, but if you have information of your opponent's hand or their board state or whatever you have, this card can easily grief them out of a win. Then we have the side deck. Now, the side deck consists of Armed Dragon. It's kind of an Armed Dragon package. This, if I do end up playing this, I would just take these, swap these out, swap the Ultimate Baseball kits out for Masked Dragons, and that's about it. Now, if I feel like I'm not winning at all, like if I end up in a situation where level monsters don't, like if I win the first game but I lose the second game and I feel like level monsters are just hindering me, I have Mobius. And I'll probably just switch over to like a tribute package using Armed Dragon level 5 and Mobius the Frost Monarch. And I'll probably see if that ends up winning the game. So, Armed Dragon. Armed Dragon level 3 has the effect of during your standby phase, you can send this card to the graveyard. Special summon one Armed Dragon level 5 from your hand or deck. So it's like Horus, but it doesn't change. It doesn't tag out on in the end phase, and it doesn't have to destroy anything. So if you just have this on your board, it becomes level 5, and that's a really big deal because of Mask Dragon. Mask Dragon is a archetypal special summon, like archetypal tutor. Sorry, like Pyramid Turtle is for zombies. This card is for dragons. Or how Mystic Tomato is for darks, this card is for dragons. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one dragon type monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck. So whenever this card dies on my turn, my opponent gets Armed Dragon level 3 on my turn, so during their next standby phase, they can send this card to the graveyard and special summon level 5. And because the way that level 5 works, which is you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target one monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to that sent monster's attack, destroy that target. During the end phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle, this turn you can send this card to the graveyard, special summon one Armed Dragon level 7 from your hand or deck. So this card is really strong. It has a big body, so it can swing over Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 6, and it even trades with Mobius. But the big thing is that this card has an effect that lets you kill Horus the Black Flame Dragon. Now, Armed Dragon level 7 has the same effect, but it destroys everything on every single card your opponent controls that has less attack, less than or equal to that sent monster's attack. But it's important to note that Armed Dragon level 7 only has 2,800 attack. So the only way you can destroy Horus the Black Flame Dragon using Armed Dragon is to play copies of Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8 in your deck. So what I'm thinking could possibly happen is my opponent gets to Armed Dragon level 5, for example, and I can then use Mind Crush to possibly call out their Horus Black Flame Dragon. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think there's a fucking chance that either of us will be playing these at the same time. But if that does happen, then this will be my only out to that, because there's no way I can negate it outside of like preventing it. I have to prevent it rather than negate it. So I have to either use Mind Crush to deal with Mask Dragons or Horus the Black Flame Dragon, which is in their hand. But yeah, then we have Mobius. Mobius is the newest Monarch, and he has the effect of when you tribute summon this card, you can destroy 2 spell trap cards in the field. Really good card. Really good card. Like really strong. Not as strong as Kaius or even Ryza or even the guy that's the Storm Monarch, the guy that spins. But really good overall. Then you have 2 more copies of Abyssal Designator and Enervating Mist. That's it. That about does it for the deck breakdown. I don't think there's anything like too mind-blowing about this set. I think leveling mechanics are interesting, but they just don't have enough power behind them to make it worth summoning a Horus and then going into a Horus level 6 and then sacking that Horus level 6 or Horus level 8 over the course of 2 turns. And I don't think Level Up is a strong enough card where, like, if you play level 4 and then you play a level up and then you play another level up, you effectively win -3 to summon level 8. And then if that level 8 dies, you have 2 cards in hand. You lose if level 8 dies, effectively. And I think that's really scary. And I don't think... I feel like that's why levels might not be the way to go, and why it might end up going in a direction where we side into regular tribute monsters or just like Armed Dragon level 5 and tribute monsters. And then we just swing over our field or each other's fields turn by turn, or taking turns swinging over each other's fields. Ooh, sorry. It's facebar. Yeah. That about does it. Good luck with the games.
Alright, guys and gals, welcome back, and here's what we have cooked up for today. So, it's not pretty, but it's the best we got. Now, I do think playing only one of the level lines is probably the more consistent option, but I figured, bro, levels are so jank anyway, so let's just go all the way. So, as always, let's go through the deck and explain each card and what I hope they can do. So starting off, we are playing 2 of Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8. The reason for this is that we can summon it with level 6 from our hand or our deck, and if we only have this in our hand, it basically does nothing unless there comes an interaction where Jeex has his Horus and the only out we have is to have one of our armed dragons level 5 or 7 and use Horus to proc the effect. But given that both of these we are playing as a one-off, I think that's pretty unlikely. But yeah, this is just our ultimate end goal, essentially. There is an argument to be playing the 3rd copy since we are playing the Armed Dragon line, so we just have something to actually pop his own level 8 Horus with, but the chances of us sticking one of these on the board, if it gets to Horus, are very bad anyway. Usually if one of us gets to Horus, it's probably gonna be over, I would assume. We're playing 3 level 6 though, and we are not playing the level 4, and the reason for this is that along with our 2 Mobius, this is gonna be our prime tribute summon. So we have 5 tribute summoned overall. Since we're both going to be like playing janky level stuff, I feel like the format is probably going to be pretty slow. So I figure like setting something and then a wall and then getting to tribute over it is a pretty likely scenario. So I figured I would just do that. Plus it allows me to play both of these lines, which I don't know how good it'll be, but I think it's cool at least. So now I'm playing 1 level 7 because it can be summoned with our 1 level 5, which can be summoned with our level 3. And I'll jump ahead a little bit. We're playing 3 Masked Dragon. When destroyed by battle and sent to graveyard, you can spell summon a dragon type monster from your deck with 1500 or less attack. And this will basically always, if we can, go into Armed Dragon level 3. So essentially we have 5 copies of Armed Dragon level 3. So that's why I figured I could get away with a slightly smaller Armed Dragon package. But there is still the card, it was Abyssal something designator, I think, where you declare an attribute and a type, and your opponent has to send a card from their hand or deck that matches that description to the grave. So in case Jeex ends up playing it, I have an extra copy of all of these. So if he calls double like Wind Dragon, we don't just lose our. If we open like one of these and then he calls double, then we're basically boned. So just in case for that, I am playing an extra copy of each of those. Then we already sort of went over it, but Mobius Frost Monarch is our other tribute summon along with Horus level 6. When it's tribute summoned, you can just pop 2 spells and traps. I'm only playing 2 of these. I will have 1 more in the side in case Jeex somehow finds some back row that I actually have to be afraid of. But I'll be honest, the back row in this set is not very good, as you'll see. So I figured I don't really care for it that much, but it's still quite big. It can be summoned with only 1 tribute, so pretty nice. Then we have, thanks to Sandwich, we are playing 3 Witch of the Black Forest and 2 Sangan. I have 1 more Sangan in the side, but I figured this is a good ratio. These can search literally everything for us in our deck, except for the big Horuses, since the Mobius and Armed Dragons have actually, I forgot. Okay, it can search level 5, not that we would ever want to anyway. It can search 7, we don't want that anyway, but basically like everything relevant that we would want to search, like our starting level dragon can be searched with both of these. We can even search Mobius with which. We can search Masked Dragon with either of them. They can search each other. They just help us thin our deck pretty well, so that's why we're playing them. We're only playing 1 Death Kangaroo. Initially I was just running 3 Maron and 3 Impachi, but I wanted to try out Kangaroo since we do still have a lot of stuff like, if I think Horus is the better line, And if Jeex ends up just going all in for horse and he's playing the level 4 as well, it's 1600, so it can't beat over this kangaroo. But if it's like, okay, if I take the damage from one of these sets, I don't really care. If I just swing over stuff like Mass Dragon, Witch, or Sangan, I get to proc my horse. So for that, I want to have the Desk Kangaroo, because if he swings into this, he'll just lose his horse and essentially just completely lose the turn. So for that, I am playing a single Desk Kangaroo. I have another one in the side if Jeex ends up going that way and I feel like, okay, Desk Kangaroo is actually going to be nice here. We are playing 3 Sasuke. This is just, it's 1800 normal summonable without a tribute, and if he has anything sitting in defense, we can just beat over it with this. We also have 2 Mystic Swordsman level 2s that we can side into if he's setting a lot of stuff that we like. If he is playing stuff like Arm Dragon and he's setting stuff like Mass Dragon, we can deal with it with Mystic Swordsman. Then for our walls, we're playing a 3 Impachi since it's 100 points bigger. Looks like Mogujin from Tekken. Interesting. And 2 Marin, 1 more here if I want more walls. But we are already like really monster heavy. And sort of the reason for that is just like I alluded to, there's just not that much good back row in this set. But apart from those, I guess since we covered basically all of our side deck, let's go to the last monster in our deck. It's Ultimate Baseball Kid. This is here because it is essentially the only thing that can beat over a level 8 Horus. So if the games are being grindy, as I expect them to be, and Jeex ends up playing the Horus line, then Ultimate Baseball Kid can actually come in, since Horuses are fire, a Mass Dragon is even fire, Impachi is fire, so there's actually a lot of stuff to boost up Ultimate Baseball Kid, and stuff like Impachi is something that I feel like Jeex will play no matter which variant he ends up going, so it'll just be pretty easy to boost Ultimate Baseball Kid to be quite massive. Then for our spells, we have 1 level up, 1 more here. I was playing around with the ratios of level up a lot, but essentially the problem I have is just this is just a brick unless I open like the specific monster that I want to level up. And the problem there is that Horus can beat over basically anything anyway, so if we get into this with the tribute, we can just swing and get into Horus level 8 anyway, and this is already spell immune, so I don't really have to be afraid. So I feel like Horus level 6 into level 8 happens in basically all scenarios except those where he has his own Horus. And as for the Arm Dragon line, we have so many copies of level 3 thanks to Mass Dragon that getting into level 5 is going to be super easy with that. And when we get into level 5, going from level 5 into level 7 isn't honestly that big of a deal. It can beat over opposing level 5s and Mobius without dying, level 7 I mean, but that's about it. I don't know how relevant it'll be whether we pop all of our opponents' monster or just the one, since I feel like most of the time the name of the game will just be turboing into our respective like level bosses. So that's why I'm only playing 1, but in case I feel like, okay, I need to speed up the process a little bit, I can side into the second one. 3 Hammer Shot, it's the best removal in the set that doesn't deal with the best cards in the set, but we're playing it because it's the best thing we got. Mind Crush if we are really desperate in getting something out, and it's one of the better back row we can play. G is going to be playing Sangan and Witch no matter what, so with Mind Crush we can always hit those, so we can guaranteed hit something. And then we're playing 3 Absolute End and 2 Spirit Barrier. This is just a pretty nice combo where Absolute End makes your opponent only able to do direct attacks, and Spirit Barrier means that when you control a monster, you take no battle damage, which basically means we can protect our monster with Absolute End, and then if we flip a Spirit Barrier as well, we don't take the damage either. So this is a nice alternative way to have our level monster stick. And the last two cards in our side are the Graveyard and the Fourth Dimension. Since I expect the games to be really grindy, if I feel like I want to reuse some of my level monsters, or if Jeex is playing a lot of like the Abyssal Designator, this can help us get those cards back. And then we just have one Hallowed Life Barrier sort of to be one card to do both of these. You still need to discard for it, but it's just something I felt like if I don't like how these cards are performing, I can try Hallowed Life Barrier instead. But that's the deck, and yeah, I don't honestly know what to expect. This, I think I said it last time too, how it was like the most monsters that I had played in the series. I think this is even more. I can't exactly recall how many I played, but I imagine this must be more. Like, we are playing 28 monsters. That is absurd, but it's just like, I don't want to play this many monsters, but at the same time, like, all the back row that we have access to in the set is just so bad. So apart from like stuff like level up, maybe I would have felt really bad putting stuff in the deck. So we'll see how it performs. But yeah, like I think I said in the set breakdown, I've never played with level monsters in my life, so this will be a first for me. So it'll be very interesting to see how the games go. So thank you for watching the breakdowns, and I will see you all in the dueling zone. Ladies and lads, welcome to episode 15 of the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, and this time we are diving into Soul of the Duelist, the dawn of level mechanics, the most powerful mechanic ever introduced in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right, Jeex?
Yeah, I think levels were extremely powerful during their time. Said nobody ever.
I wonder if you could find, like, if you look at the tournament results at the time, if you could find, like, any top lane that's actually playing levels. Because that would be...
I would imagine you could find maybe an Armed Dragon deck.
Mhm.
So I could see Armed Dragon being a card that's strong enough to be played simply because the fact that, like, getting in, if you get to it, you can basically control the entire board. But the problem is that at the time that Armed Dragon level 7 could come out, or BLS could come out, or not BLS, or that Horse could come out, you could have a Blackluster Soldier and a Chaos Emperor Dragon on the field, and a DMAC on the field. So the time it takes to get into these cards is just like, it's not worth it. It's way too slow.
Yeah, power level of some of the best cards in this set versus Invasion of Chaos. There's a little bit of a power gap there. But
Noble Man Eater is my favorite card in the set, by the way.
Oh yeah, those are great. But yeah,
No!
Jeex, you should never abandon the ways of the rock thrower, man.
No!
Always
Look at this
throw
thing.
rock, man. But yeah, nothing but the best of luck.
Good luck.
Huh.
Hmm?
This is an interesting hand. I mean, yeah, sure. What am I thinking when I can just start with a humble T-pose and pass it back to you?
Yes. Naturally. I will also do a humble T-pose, but I will also set a third card and then pass it over to you.
Mixing it up, huh?
Uh-huh.
I see how it is. Huh. Now there could be a tribute summon in my future, which is scary, but I will still just elect to set another monster and pass.
I will tribute summon my Inpachi to summon Horus. Level 6. Any responses to this somehow?
Unfortunately, no.
I will then activate level up.
Yep.
And I will go into Big Horse.
Big 3K.
Well, and then
so basically, no more spells.
We will then swing. I assume this is going to be Masked Dragon, by the way.
It is, in fact, Masked Dragon.
Yeah. I was kind of expecting this, I will not lie.
Now, the question is, what do I actually want to get with it? Fuck it. I'll buy it. Let's get Armed Dragon level 3.
Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. I am okay with this, and I will end my turn.
Alright, start of turn, draw, and a standby. I would
Oh my
like
god,
to...
he's gonna send his Armed Dragon level 3 to the graveyard to special summon Armed Dragon level 5 from his hand or deck.
Yeah, but unfortunately... that's kind of where it ends. Or is it?
I'm thinking actually. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Keep going.
That is fine?
I think that's fine.
I would like to declare
Oh, are you gonna...
Armed Dragon level 5's effect. Targeting your Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8. And I would like to pitch for effect my own Horus Black Flame Dragon level 8 from my hand.
That's... I'm gonna say this out loud now. That's the stupidest thing you've done all set. That's... What would you do this to yourself?
Bro,
Like, it's the only out, but like...
yeah,
come on, man.
it's, you know, it's... I found my out, I guess. What would the back row be?
It's Mind Crush and Hello Life Fairy. Let's go next.
Oh. Alright, GG's, I guess?
No.
Shake? GG's?
No, there's no shake here because the fact that you're doing that is actually stupid. Like, running Arm Dragon is already like griefing, and then running Horse to grief yourself in the ratios, that's also griefing. That's what I was like, I'm thinking. And I was like, there's no fucking way he's gonna do it. There's no way he's gonna be running Horse level 8. Zero chance.
If it makes you feel any better, the last draft of this deck was where I was like, you know what? If we're gonna play levels, let's play all of them. I initially only had Horus in there, but then I was like, you know what? Screw this.
No.
But, you know, in the industry we call that, we take those. So
we take those.
Let's go. Let's go game 2. What a great game 1. Let's go game 2.
I'm going first.
Mm-hmm. We figured if we had to be fast, I guess that's one way to do it.
I'm gonna activate 2 of these, and I'm gonna declare a Fire Dragon.
Yep.
And a Wind Dragon.
All right.
I'm gonna pay 2,000 life points.
So, Fire Dragon and Wind Dragon, eh?
Yes, so you can send your Masked Dragon and a Armed Dragon level 3 to the graveyard.
Yeah, so this one and this one. And I'm guessing since I sent the requirements, I don't have to show you my hand.
No.
Although like, it would be funny.
You only have to show your hand if you like don't have the cards.
Yeah, to confirm.
There you go.
All right. Actually, I wonder. I guess it doesn't really matter here. Yeah, I'll just set a monster and I'll pass it back.
We're back to this, huh? It's been quite a while.
It sure has. It's so risky. I still think it probably makes the most sense. I would like to tribute my Sangan for a Horus level 6. Is that okay?
That is acceptable.
Sangan search, and I will grab... Oh. I think I'll grab a witch. Yeah, I'll grab a witch.
Okay.
Go battle phase. Anything on that?
Nope.
Swing into this.
Pitch this with this.
Yep. So, no cards in hand is scary. I'll set a background pass.
Go next.
Awesome. What a non-bricky format at all.
I mean, I did draw 2 Abyssal Designators.
Yeah.
So that's kind of... It's kind of a break as is.
Yeah.
So what does Hallowed Life Barrier exist, by the way?
Hallowed
Like, Woboko does the same thing.
Yes, and it came
And-
before. Was it limited
Yes.
at this point?
I don't know. I would assume so, because Woboko was really strong at the time.
Yeah, because
Although
I'm
this
thinking.
does say you don't take any damage, rather than you don't take any battle damage. So
Gotcha. But
maybe there's something about that.
yeah. What is some? Honestly, let's play a best of one. Give me a second. I'll just set that up. Let's just play a single no siding game, and we can see what happens there. I mean, I was silently hoping for a decently fast game, but I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised, honestly, because this whole format is a breakfast. We're trying to go minus 10 million to summon a single card. If it never gets outed, then you're just basically out of it.
Like the fact that
Same
I
settings, everything.
the fact that I got out Horus level 8.
Yeah,
almost
so
instantly,
early. Yeah.
and I went -4 for that.
And then
So when you kill it, it's like, oh, okay.
And then when we're playing already a Bricky format, and I'm playing 2 Bricky archetypes in 1.
Yeah, it just feels like, nah, that's not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna do that.
You underestimate my power in playing garbage.
It's true. It's true. I didn't.
And
Can't deny that at all.
And obviously, like result-based thinking, I didn't get penalized, so it was the right call, right? That's how it works.
That's true. That's true. If you win, that means you did the right call.
Yes, that's what I think. Yeah, as well. But yeah,
I agree wholeheartedly.
Can you find the room?
Where is it?
It should be.
Oh, single with siding, single no siding. Oops, that's not right.
Oh yeah. I've never had to search, so I probably did I think I did single without siding. What's the one that I said?
Can't see it in unlimited.
Oh, let me try again. Oh, because it did a advanced unrated, because I forgot that my deck is legal, so apparently because of that it automatically does that. Yeah, let me try again. Should be fine now. My bad.
No problem. Imagine the fact that like we finally have decks that are actually legal.
Yeah, I think that's like the second time that's happened.
Kind of scary.
It is. Ooh. Would you do it again though? A third time? Oh, the third time's the charm, huh?
Third time's the charm.
But yeah, Sangul, since this has been so skill intensive already. Oh, I hate it here.
I hate it here as well. Don't worry.
Can we go back to Jinzo format?
We're gonna set 2 cards and pass.
Oh well, that's.
I mean, we had Jinzo in this, no?
I know.
The last one.
But we also but we also had some other stuff as well with it. Bro, your play is so sick. I'm gonna follow suit. Go ahead,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Tribute for whatever.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna summon Horus and I'm gonna fuck shit up, dude. I'll just mill the level what are the fuck?
Oh yeah, that works. That is, in fact, another Horus, huh?
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Oh yeah.
These things look so similar when they're small.
Yeah, they literally have almost the same card art. It's like one of them has a different color.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna swing on this thing.
Yep. And it will be a Sangan.
Okay.
Sangan will get me a Another Sangan question mark?
Mark?
Huh. I mean, I guess we'll get Masked Dragon. Sure.
Mask Dragon. Yes. I see. I see. I'm gonna pass then.
All right. Huh. Well, this is certainly a predicament.
Champ.
I'm gonna
Yes.
set a card, a monster to be exact.
A monster.
It could be anything, and I'm gonna pass the turn.
Then I'm gonna
Tribute for another horse.
I wish.
I don't wish.
No. Sadly,
Tribute your level 8 for the level 6. Thoughts?
wait. Let me think for a bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
How
Nothing but
much?
time.
Mask Dragon is even. Oh. Is it okay?
Take your 100 points of damage.
I'm actually probably fine with that.
You think? I think that's
I'm
pretty drastic, actually.
probably fine with that. Actually, I'm just gonna swing on this now. The reason why I did this check was because it allows me to decide whether or not I want you to get Armed Dragon level 5 on the field.
Yep, that's fair enough. I will, with which, add to my hand.
No, you can't even add a horse.
Another witch.
Ah, yes. I love Witch of the Black Forest.
Just stand by main.
God, I wish I had greed this time, like in this game.
God, I wish my hand wasn't what I have.
I can sympathize.
I will set a monster on pass. What an exotic play.
Oh, I am gonna summon Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke, and I'm gonna go into battle
face
phase.
up thing?
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
And I'm gonna attack.
It is a Mask Dragon.
And then I will destroy this thing with an effect.
Yeah, it is to the grave.
Then 3,000 damage of face.
I'll be honest, I don't even know why I'm kind of playing here, because I don't think I have an out, but we need some more length in the video, you know?
I think the video is the perfect length, or it's even funny if you just like don't stall it out.
That's fair enough.
Like okay, the reason why I called it Game 1 is because I realized, oh, there's absolutely no way I can recover from this anymore.
Oh wait, that's just lethal, huh?
That is just lethal, yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, there is nothing I can do. I think. Yeah. Thank you for the format. It's funny when you said the thing about the horses looking the same, because I the whole time thought I opened double level 8, which is funny because I run 2 in my deck, and yeah, they were in fact not the level 8.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess there's an argument to be made that if you got this thing out, you could have done something. Oh, Mobius. I was thinking of running Mobius, but then I went like, that's not worth it.
I had to, because I basically never... I ran... So, I think I ran 2 level 3 Armed Dragon, 1 level 5, and 1 level 7. I ran 3 level 6 Horse, and 2 level 8, and 0 the level 4.
0 level 4 Horse?
Yes. And I have a single level up in my deck.
What the fuck? That, like...
And like it is the last card in my deck. That's sick. I have one more like in my side.
Yeah. Oh, 2k walls though. I was actually thinking about that where, oh, if you run Horus, you won't be able to swing over the 2k walls, and you'll run into a situation where you're just like completely fucked because the fact that, oh, there's a 2k wall in front of me, the only way I can defeat this thing is using Sasuke or having a level 6 on the field. And that's why I went like, oh, that's why I need the level ups, because the level ups will allow me to bypass the requirement for leveling up Horus and just allow me to jump to level 6, which will then deal with the 2k wall.
Yeah, I basically had the walls in place of the level 4 because like I can just tribute for the level 6, so
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good point. Like in the sense that you can easily just get into the level 6 without worrying about breaking on multiple level ups.
yeah,
But at the same time, because actually, no, I think for you having 3 level ups would have been better than having 3 level ups for me. Because
probably
for
because I was
me,
playing both of those thingamajiggies.
yeah, like you wouldn't have to wait a turn for Arm Dragon to possibly become active. You would
Yeah,
like that entirely, that would speed you so fast into level 5 and level 7, especially since you're actually playing Horus, that level up would have worked as like kind of a removal tool in a
I,
weird way. It wouldn't work like perfectly, but still.
I basically like the way I thought of it was like it's too bricky essentially for me to play because it's like I don't have the base for horse to level into or level up from, and then as for arm dragon, since I was running so few pieces and I was basically like, okay, mass dragon is gonna get me the to what's his face? Master Dragon is gonna automatically get me to level 3, which is basically just 3 extra copies of it, and then that gets me to my level 5 immediately, which swings over basically everything that isn't Morb or level 8 horrors. So I figured like I have easy enough access into that if I just find those pieces. That was sort of the idea I had in my head.
I mean, it does make sense because I didn't
Was this
realize you
another
weren't
wall?
running.
I was
What's up?
the set. This was your turn 1 set, right?
Oh, that's Charcoal and Pachu.
Another one. Yeah, gotcha.
Another one. Like, for the most part, my deck was purely based around the fact that I want to make sure that you can't actually use Horus, and that's why I had Mind Crush. But then
Yeah.
I went like, there's no way that in game 1 you're gonna drop a Horus level 8 for your Arm Dragon level 5. There's zero fucking chance, especially in your opening hand. There's been one turn. Oh, come on, there's no way. And then you
Then it
did.
happened.
You
Uh,
did, well,
You underestimate the power of cheese, my friend.
that is true. I do. I cannot deny the fact that I did not expect to get cheese game 1, but I guess I don't play enough games. I didn't think I was gonna get level 2 Twitch ganked
Yeah, exactly.
or played against fucking Lulu mid with Twitch coming down from
You
our
should
blue
have
or
read the
red buff.
patch notes. You should have seen Iron Rengar bot lane coming. You should have done it.
Like, this is not for me, man.
But yeah, I guess it's kind of fitting to have a really cheesy slash bricky episode for the episode revolving around love monsters. So that was an experience for sure.
Absolutely.
Enervating mist your opponent's hands. Oh, we are reaching. I was considering running this card as well, like because I was like, bro, we need some back row so I didn't just have monsters. But yeah, I didn't end up even signing it. But yeah, we are reaching deep.
So
It kind of
the
makes sense
reason,
though, because you're searching so much.
yeah, like you're gonna have so many cards that just become like replace themselves in your hand.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hit a point where you have to either start setting spell traps, and because there's not that many spell traps in the set, you're gonna be needing to set one monster per turn, and then you're maybe gonna have to discard. And I felt like, yeah, that's absolutely like something decent. And I accidentally called this thing greed earlier, but yeah, it was enervating mist. This was the thing that I was thinking about. Like, if I had this in my hand, if I had this on the field right now, that would be really good.
Yeah.
Because you had like 7 card in hand.
Yeah,
And at the,
I
like,
had
you know,
6 into going into 7. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely like I can see the argument, and yeah, I was considering it as well, but then I ended up not playing it.
Yeah. I think
Was
that was the
my
correct choice.
I had the Sasuke Samurai equip, basically like whatever was Sasuke, but for face downs. I had 2 of those in my side. I had 3 baseball kid. Then I had just a bunch of extra. I had an extra Morbius. I had extra level 3, level 5, and level 7 armed dragons. Then I
Dude, I'm so
had
bummed out
another
that
dog and then something. I can't remember
the,
everything.
the fact that Ultimate Baseball Kid didn't hit the field once.
Yeah.
Because like I was first like, damn, for each of your fire monsters against 1000, that's decent
Yeah.
enough. I can get like a high value out of it with Charcoal Impachi that gets checked and maybe even Horus on the field. And it's like gonna be like
But it's
2.5k. And then
everything.
yeah, and it's like, oh, that gets over Horus.
Yes.
Which is like, oh.
It is definitely a really cool card.
Yeah, like if you somehow manage to keep a monster on your side of the field for one turn, or like multiple turns, like you get 2 fire monsters on your side of the field and 1 on your opponent's side of the field that is Horus, you can swing over the Horus.
I mean, yeah,
And
like
that's like,
imagine you get like both sides have like multiple Impachis, and you're not like finding your big tribute stuff. Maybe when you're finding the level ups, and there is a world where Baseball Kid is like 4,500 or something.
yeah, and it's like the biggest threat on board.
Yeah, that would have been.
And then
fun.
you hammer shot it.
Yeah, that's it. Because like,
Yeah.
what else is Hammer Shot there for unless you're playing Arm Dragon? Because it's not gonna deal with the Horuses.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I had 3 hammer shots in the deck, because I was like, oh, I need to deal with Armed Dragon with means outside of like Horus sometimes. And I was expecting to run into that where I just like pop it on like turn 2 or turn 3
Yeah,
and kill an Armed Dragon level 7. But
Yeah.
we did not see that. I think if we play more sets of this could actually be extremely even. Like with these 2 decks. I think this could end up being very even.
yeah. There's a good chance for that. But like, cause like, I guess my deck has really high highs, but it's like you said, like it's it is not consistent, and then you like have the very consistent option that like basically does what it does constantly, and then you have the Baseball Kid version or mode, I guess is the better way to call it. But yeah, this was fun. I think like level monsters are a cool idea. I wish it worked out, but yeah, there's probably a reason why we haven't seen them in a long time.
I'm very excited to see how they end up supporting level monsters in the year 2028.
Yeah,
It'll be really cool. Also, how they're gonna be supporting assault modes eventually. Oh wait, no, wait. Didn't they do something for assault modes recently?
I think assault stuff got some like a couple years ago. But I can't wait for Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 12, which can only be leveled up or gotten when you have level 8 and 3 level ups, and then when you summon it, you win to duel or some shit.
No. The way that it's gonna work is it's gonna be a
Of
Forest of the Black Flame, level 12, and level 10 is there too, because I don't think we have a level 10 yet. And it's gonna be summonable using a field spell that has the effect of you can discard 1 Horse of the Black, or you can discard 1 card with
To level up a Horus
with level,
card.
and then you can special summon from your deck a card that is mentioned in that card's effect text. So you can discard like level 6 to get level 8, and then it has a separate effect where you can sacrifice a level monster on your side of the field to special summon a creature, a monster that has a higher level with like the same type and attribute.
And if you
And that'll
do
be
discard a
any-
random card from your opponent's hand, and then
Yeah.
it has a effect
Macrocosmos.
macrocosmos on the field where
One-sided.
any card your opponent would send to the grave gets sent to the banished zone instead.
Yeah.
Face
And then,
down.
Then, of course, you'll also have the effect of where when you summon a level monster, you get to choose one of your opponent's spell trap zones, and they can't use that spell trap zone anymore. And then every time you use Horus of the Black Flame, level 10s and level 12s effects, they have an effect where they say destroy all monsters on your opponent's of the field, and if there was a monster in a monster zone, that monster can no longer be used.
And then now I think
rest of the
we're
duel.
going a little bit too familiar. I wonder
There's no
what
banishing
we're
here.
pointing
No banishing here. You
alright,
don't banish any
alright,
cards of the field.
to. Gotcha.
Just a quick effect, Armed Dragon effect. That's better than Armed Dragon and no Jamalok.
Yeah, they basically just slap every level monster's effect into one, and it's like, boom, there you go.
Oh yeah, you can
Enjoy.
activate spell traps when it attacks. It can negate any spell effect on the field. Oh, sorry, it's an omni negate on the field. Oh my god! And even better, let's give Horus the Black Flame Dragon a level 12, make it a pendulum, and let's give it an effect where you can
What?
play it as a quick pendulum card. So when you put in the pendulum zone, it has the effect of negating the entire chain. You know.
Dog,
You place
a level 8 already fills the entirety of the card text with its rules text. Imagine a 2028 retrain of it.
You don't need to have the rules text
It's just
anymore.
a book.
Just don't have the cannot be normal summoned or set, and don't have the must be special summoned by Horus of the Black Flame Dragon. Just have it be like summonable with any means.
You just
And
yeah,
just
just
cheat it
tribute
out.
2. Fuck it.
Just
Tribute
tribute
2
2. But you can also cheat it out if you use level mechanics, guys. It's really good. And then you never cheat it out with level mechanics.
Okay, I think
'Cause it's
we've
much worse.
slandered levels enough. Thank you for watching the very interesting episode, and definitely. And yeah, join us next time on, I think, Rise of Destiny and Tournament Pack 5 when we do whatever we do in that set. The only thing I remember from there is the creator. Literally the only thing.
That's all I remember as well right now.
So, safe to assume we're probably going to be playing that card.
I would imagine. So, because we were already playing levels here. So
Yeah,
why not?
God, I hate it here. And then people talk ill about modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But, yeah. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Peace.